Hi, my name is Nick, and I'm the founder of DataSpot Pro. Today I'll be doing a quick demo on our platform. DataSpot Pro is a tool that makes it super easy to create reports using data from multiple different platforms. Currently, we're supporting data from Amazon sales, Amazon advertising, as well as Google and Facebook advertising data. In the next few weeks, we'll be adding Shopify data and then following quickly with dozens of other data sources for you to use. The biggest differentiator between DataSpot Pro and other data services is that we don't just import your data and then pass off the data to you in downloadable feeds. We actually provide you with a fully functional database on demand that you can use to connect to any popular data analytics tool like Tableau, Power BI, or Google Data Studio. We've built this platform so it can be affordable to use no matter how big or small your business is. We have plans that start at only $49 a month. Okay, enough with the sales pitch. Let's get on to the demo. I'm going to start by creating a new account on DataSpot Pro. You can specify any database name you like, as well as a username for yourself. You can add as many data accounts as you like. There's no limit. I'll go ahead and add in an Amazon account, a Google Ads account, and a Facebook Ads account. As soon as you've added the accounts, DataSpot Pro immediately is going to start importing your data and populating your database for you. The next step is to go ahead and start creating some reports with your data. I'm going to be using Google Data Studio for this demo because it's free and it's a great tool for anyone to use. Go ahead and navigate to datastudio.google.com. If this is your first time there, you might have to set up a free Google account and accept their terms and conditions before you can move forward. Once you've done that, you're going to be presented with a screen with three tabs at the top: Reports, Data Sources, and Explore. Just to the left of those tabs, you're going to see a button called Create. Go ahead and click that Create button and click Data Source. This is where we're going to start connecting our DataSpot Pro with Google Data Studio. Type in the word Postgres in the search bar and then select the PostgreSQL connector. Next, you're going to go ahead and copy and paste the database authentication criteria from DataSpot Pro into Google Data Studio. After you've entered all those fields, go ahead and click the Authenticate button. Now you'll see a list of all the tables that are currently available in your account. Depending on the type of accounts you've added, you'll see different tables. For example, if you've added an Amazon account, you'll see Amazon-specific tables. If you've added Google and Amazon, you'll see both. For this demo, I'm going to be creating a simple report of bar charts that show the amount of money that I'm spending on my advertising for Amazon, Google, and Facebook. I'm going to start here by selecting the Amazon Ad Group Stats data. After you've selected the table that you want, you'll want to go ahead and change the name of the data source in the top left of the screen. Then click the Connect button on the top right. The next screen is going to show you a list of all the fields that are available for that table. Everything should be automatically configured for you here, so you don't need to do really anything on this screen. Just go ahead and click the Create Report button on the top right of your screen. This is going to take you to the Google Data Studio Report Creator. You should automatically see some data populated. Next, we're going to create two other data sources, one for Google and one for Facebook, so that we can combine all this data together into a single report. Click the previous tab to come back to the data source editor. Click the icon in the top left to take you back to the Data Studio homepage. From here, you'll want to click the Create button again and click Data Sources. This is the same procedure as last time. Go ahead and copy in the same credentials as last time, and we're just going to choose a different table this time. In this case, it's going to be the Facebook dataset. Rinse and repeat this for the Google data source. This is a little tedious, but you only have to do it once. You just set up each of the data sources and you can reuse these data sources for as many reports as you want going forward. Okay, let's jump back to the report builder to go ahead and start creating our report. Go ahead and start by deleting that table that Google automatically created for you. Next, click the Add Chart button at the top of your screen, and then go ahead and click somewhere in the Data Studio editing area, and it'll put a bar chart there for you. After you've added the chart to the page, you're going to be configuring that chart with the bar on the right-hand side of the screen. We created 3 data sources, and it looks like Google has already automatically picked the Amazon data source for us. So we can go ahead and start just choosing which fields we want to show in this bar chart. We're going to go ahead and drag the stats date field into the dimension slot. And then we're going to go ahead and drag the cost field into the metric slot. This is going to show your data in the bar chart on the left. For the next bar chart, I'm basically going to be doing the same thing. The only difference is I'm going to choose the Facebook data source in the data source section on the right before I add in the fields that I want. Last, we're going to do the same thing for Google. At this point, we have a really nice dashboard that shows the Amazon, Google, and Facebook costs daily for our business. But how do we go ahead and combine all these together so we can just have one chart that shows the total costs per day? Well, you can absolutely do this with blended data sources in Data Studio. You're going to start the same way by adding a chart to your page. After that, you're going to click Blend Data underneath the data source that's selected on the top right. Here you can add multiple data sources together. We're going to be joining these data sources together by their date field. Note that you need to make sure that that join field is named the same. So you're going to see me in this video editing the names of these fields so that they all say date. Then I'm going to be adding the cost field to the metrics for each of these data sources and naming it something appropriate. So now we have a data source with all 3 of these Amazon, Google, and Facebook data sets combined. But it looks like we still have our costs all separate. How do we actually combine these together? The answer is to create a custom field that adds all of these metrics together. One tricky bit here when we're creating this field is that we need to use a function called nRA_max. The reason we do this is just in case one of these data sources is empty, we want to default that number to 0. This is so that the math works. Now we have a combined chart of all of our costs together. You can even go ahead and add a date selector on the top so that you can choose specific dates you want to look at in your report. Finally, you can click the View button on the top right to see your actual report. This data is going to update every day automatically for you. You can even download the report to PDF, or you can schedule the report to automatically email to you every day. There's a ton more that you can do with Google Data Studio and with DataSpot Pro's datasets. Hopefully this gave you a little taste of what's possible. DataSpot Pro basically makes it easy for you to get your data into any of these analytics tools, whether it's Google Data Studio like we just demoed, or Tableau, or Power BI, or many other tools. Thanks for taking the time to watch our demo.